Guys, it's Mike the HJC Reefer Guy, and I'm coming to you from my garage in Phoenix, Arizona. So I just got up some of my collection, actually it's my entire collection of motor room signs. In my 30 plus years in the trade, I travel all over Los Angeles, Northern California, Southern California, and before moving to Arizona. And a lot of these motor room signs were inside very, very old supermarkets. And they were closed, they were being demoed. Sometimes I got into a building before they were demoing it, but this is my collection of motor room signs. These three right here really have a high importance. Hill Phoenix, that we know today, I believe, based upon what I've read so far, this is the original sign, Hill. And Hill started, you know, there's a long line of Hill Phoenix, and I believe this, and I hope you guys correct me if I'm wrong, this could be the Hill Phoenix that we know today, because there was another company called National Refrigeration Sales, and they're a nationwide company, and they sold supermarket refrigeration. What's really great, if you're in Los Angeles, you're in California, is look down here in the bottom, Cypress 8, no area codes. Most everybody knew that you know, San Diego, I think back in the day was, I can't remember actually now it's the 760 area code. I think back then everything was 619. So they didn't even have to put the area code in right here. The same thing with Los Angeles. No area code, because everybody knew that everything in Los Angeles was a 213 area code. So here's National Refrigeration Sales. Now the next sign here is a combination of Hill National. So I believe at some point Hill and National merged, obviously, and they changed locations. They combined either the San Diego branch, and it's still the same 4400, again, Chapman 5. The phone number changed, so they got a different phone number, but again, Chapman 5, again, was in that 213 area code of Los Angeles. So these are three of my top five, top two. The one below it is actually my total favorite, Market Engineers. I just absolutely love this sign. If you look at the colors, I really haven't cleaned it up, but if you look at the colors again, look at the phone numbers. There's two phone numbers there. The refrigerant isn't listed, but again, R944 or RA3, that could be a 714 Orange County number, or that could be up in Los Angeles again. Not sure, not a lot of history on Market Engineers, but I'm going to bet that this said R12 or maybe R502, and it gave the pounds in the rack. My oldest piece is this guy right here. It's a very old wiring schematic from 1961. It's on I think they're called Cepheus. The original blueprints back in the day. Just a beautiful piece of air conditioning, refrigeration, controls history. But this is from 1961. Again, inside a motor room, nobody cared about it. I brought it home, and it gets stored out in my garage. But I've had it in offices and different offices. Up here is a sign from San Bernardino, California. It was a thrifty drugstore in Lake Elsinore. So the guys down in subcooling in Murrieta, at one time there was a thrifty in Lake Elsinore, but it gives everything in there about the rack, the Hussmann equipment, a phone number, and this is from October 2nd, 1987. As I move down, I have four of them from Western and Baker. They're all the same kind. Again, really love this. I have a feeling back a long time ago, this said R12. This was an R12 rack. Contractor piping installed. Again, you have Baker right here. It actually says R22, if you can read that. 250 pounds of R22. Here again is Baker. I kind of split it up a little bit. Get the Bakers in the middle. Freon 12, check that out. So these are probably Freon 12. They changed them to MP39. Somebody tried to mark that out. But that's 145 pounds of 12. And that rack had 175 pounds of 12. You can see where they marked it out and made it MP39. Really cool signs that I found inside a motor room. I don't remember where I got these guys from. I think it was a store, a retail store up in Big Lot that used Big Lots. I think it was a retail store in Big Lots in up in Los Angeles somewhere that the store has long closed. So these two signs right here are Desi Plancos, another supermarket company making markets. They're long gone. But what I like about these two signs is that these two signs, this is porcelain. This is a porcelain layer over the metal. And so this porcelain over the metal, that is really an awesome looking look with porcelain. Instead of a lot of these, which are, here, these are painted. This is porcelain. And porcelain really gives an awesome, beautiful finish. All the lettering in here is engraved. It's all highlighted and then sealed in with a coating on it. It's not like a sticker. It's just really almost like it's hand painted. But that's Desi Plancos. Really beautiful sign. Two of them. I like how Husband must have moved in and taken over the store because they tried to scratch out some of the stuff on the upper level. So Husband must have taken over the store. This is a store that I found in way up in Milpitas, a retail store that is long gone. But this is up in Milpitas, and this is the case alignments. You can really kind of get in here and see all the case settings, everything that is set in place. Alameda Refrigeration, Pablo, I don't know if they're there anymore. What's the year on this? 1967. Really a beautiful, beautiful piece of work. But these again were laying on the floor. These were laying on the floor. Nobody wanted them anymore, and I picked them up and I brought them home and cleaned them up, and they're going to stay here in the Arizona heat. This guy right here is Weber Fixture Company. Another sign up inside, again, Richmond 8, probably another 213 area code number. Really awesome, beautiful sign. I found in an empty building in Los Angeles. A beautiful sign. And then lastly is a picture I took. If you look really closely right here, this is a Mercedes-Benz, and somebody took and welded a drive axle onto a pump, a well. And so I was driving out in the middle of the desert near Hinckley and saw this Mercedes-Benz was in gear. In fact, you can see my van right there. This was back probably, I would say, somewhere in the mid-90s that I saw this. And this Mercedes-Benz, like I said, you can see the drive shaft welded to the brake drum. And the Mercedes was actually in gear running and driving that well pump. So kind of odd in my travels. But again, these are motor room signs. I'm always out in the hunt for them. If you see them, grab them, start your own collection, or send them to me. I'd love that. But actually start your own collection and keep some of the history alive of the air conditioning and refrigeration industry. Guys, work safe, be good humans.